Hello, everyone. Doctors have the ability to replace the fear of illness with the trust of recovery. And they have a big responsibility to bring smiles on the faces of the suffering humanity. Today at ICTS, we have one of them. We have with us Dr. Niranjan. And first of all, we would like to thank you so much for accepting our request. And it's a pleasure and honor to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much.
So we'll begin with starting that. Would you like to tell us something about your childhood? Like, was becoming a doctor always an aim you had?
Well, see, honestly, I'll be telling you regarding this. Being a doctor, it was definitely not my idea. It was not my idea at all. Growing up, there were so many other things that I wanted to do. Like this one thing that I wanted to become a scientist. I would have been a very bad scientist, of course, if I would have been one. So I finished my primaries. I came to my high school. I finished my college. And then there came this one question: what I need to take up? Is it engineering or is it this, medical? Because since I had taken the bio in my first view, so I just had this two options, that is my engineering or the medical. Well, I just you won't believe this. I just asked my mom, like, you just tell me, suggest me something, like, what do you want me? He's like, right, pure, crystal pure, just opt for medicine. And I'm like, okay, fine. There's no family history of any doctors in mine as such. There has been many engineers. There's my brother who has been graduated from IIT, and there are many others. So I thought, like, okay, let's just give this one shot at medicine. Why not? It's really fun, noble profession, and all that thing. So yeah, that was just one question to my mom, like, should I take up medicine or should I take up engineering? She says medicine. I'm like, yes, I'm into medicine department.
Okay, that's
okay.
Wonderful. So yeah, your mom was the driving force behind you selecting medicine.
Yeah, she was definitely.
Okay. And doctors, as we all know, have a very busy life, and especially with the pandemic and everything which came in the last 2 years, obviously it would have been. So what is it that you do when you have some time off, like in your free time or anything?
Well, before 2020, before the COVID just hit, so we had this thing like, I just finished my MBBS in 2019, and I was just preparing for my post graduation. So I had a bit of time where I was preparing. In that time, yes, of course, I used to do this content on social media platforms. Then COVID happened. There was a shortage of doctors. Every hospital needed one. So I had to join my hospital back, and it was a 24-hour shift sometimes, or maybe sometimes 12-hour shift. In this PPE kits and everything, it was really a very bad situation. And it was going too bad that you needed some, like, I have personally seen these patients up close, where even though COVID was just a viral disease, but then that mindset was there in their back of the mind that COVID हुआ तो कुछ गलती होने वाला है ऐसा. Okay, so I was like experiencing this very upfront, and then I thought, like, why not introduce some. I think that was the time when I landed in social media, where I thought, like, okay, let's just boost up some confidence and like positiveness. So I introduced this home remedies or some fun ways to tackle all these diseases and all that. Now, when you said that, did you have time? Absolutely no, I didn't have any time. So I used to, whenever I get this time for lunch maybe, or post surgery or anything like that, quickly in a 5-minute span, I just go to my restroom or any doctor's room. I go there, I change my clothes, put my phone out there, and any random videos I do, and I just upload on social media platform. So that was how I used to balance my medical and the social media life.
Okay, that would have been a tough balance. I'm sure, looking at the atmosphere in the hospital also is, it's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, your work can get a little overwhelming, like looking at patients every time, trauma and everything. So how do you like cope with the same? How do you try to, distract yourself? Sometimes it's very important for your mental health as well. Like, obviously doctors do get connected with their patients, but how do you cope with it?
Initially when I started this medical journey, of course, it was something very much new to me. Like patients, there is something called as a theory aspect, there is something called as a practical aspect. Okay, theory, you just read a book, you know what exactly. For example, say delivery. you know the steps of delivery which you read in a book, and okay, just memorize it, you just understand what's the concept, and then write it in a piece of paper for exams. But when it comes to a practical part, you can literally see a life coming out. I don't think theory aspect really plays much role. It plays a role, of course, but then it all depends on how you your presence of mind, how exactly you manage that patient. So repeatedly, when you're put into such exposure, I think at one point you will definitely get adapted to that situation. Um, Again, seeing the patient, there were these patients where they come in the midnight around 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, accident cases, road traffic accidents, RTA cases, and all. Some will be very much like an operation case, minor cases, but then majority will be like all this, major cases. So much of bleeding, so much of panic around. These family members are totally panicked. They don't know what's happening, it's confused. There's no one around. There's just one doctor, one sister. That's it. Yes, when you are constantly exposed to such situation, there is a time where you get adapted to it as well. So I think I've been adapted well. And to coping up, I needed some stress buster too.
Yeah.
I found the social media platform has a stress buster where I told you this 5 minutes span what I get off during the lunchtime or any other break. I just quickly go. I just maybe sometimes take a power nap. If I get some extra time, then it's the social media videos.
Okay, awesome. And you have, as you told, and we've seen that you have a great social media presence, and you try to answer questions about most general problems, what is faced by people, or the general questions which is, mostly coming in their minds. So do you think your relationship with your profession has changed in any way when you started using social media and started giving telling things which need to be told about the awareness and everything about the basic topics? So do you think your relationship with the profession changed in any way?
No, absolutely not. See, whatever I'm telling the patient, whatever the messages I'm conveying to the patients, it's exactly the thing that any other doctor would tell you. If you go to a clinic or if you go to a hospital, that closed chamber, say example, I'm a doctor, you're a patient, came to me, you had some issues with your scalp, say dandruff. So you asked me one question regarding dandruff, and I'll be sitting like this, maybe a bit more serious, and I'll be like telling exactly this is this thing. There where it goes wrong, when people think like doctors are not really fun to ask questions about, like they think like doctors are like very much strict, they're very much rude, and absolutely not the case, definitely not. So I'm just conveying the same message, much more putting up a smile on my face and just a bit of background music and just entertainment. That's pretty much. So that way they are, at least for sake of the music or maybe for that warm positive gesture, they will be looking up the video and getting aware about themselves. My idea is very simple. Log mujhe dekhe ya nahi dekhe, but at least at the point of what I'm putting out there, awareness video that they should watch. How all these factors like background music or some dancers or anything like that that adds on, which grabs their attention and they just get educated.
Yeah, because then it's also, when I observe, it's also easier to talk to or know about such problems, the solutions of such problems through social media. And not many doctors are very much aware of how you can just go about using social media also. So that is a very unique thing about it.
Yeah, no, I'm very sure there are tons of doctors out there doing the same pretty job, very much better. But this is just my one way of telling people ki, yeah, see, this is a problem, this is a solution, you can go about with this. Not telling anyone go and directly implement on the solution what I'm giving them. Of course, they can go and recheck with their doctors there, and if at all if it is suitable for their situation, then yeah, they can go about with that problem, the solution what I've given for the problem.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So what is your idea of success? As being a doctor, obviously, it's about the achievements are like treating your patients, that they are going home fine, they're going home healthy. So what has been the most significant milestone in your journey? Like you have remembered that incident, or you have remembered that achievement of yours?
Well, yeah, damn, that's a very good question. The one thing that I've remembered is, see, when you're doing this MBBS, okay, there is this one thing that is taught to you, that is the CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. You find one person unconscious somewhere with no people around, and how do you handle that situation? So I'll just tell you this. I'll just share this one story where I was in a temple with my mom, and I was in just second year of my MBBS. So the idea of CPR, the practical concept was not yet taught to us, but I luckily had read about it. I knew the theory part, but I've never conducted a proper CPR, jo karte hain wo, chest compression. वो मैंने practically किया कभी किया नहीं था. So me and my mom, of course, my proud mother, always thinking that second year में भी मैं doctor बन गया. It is her concept. So we were in the temple, and suddenly I find this one person go unconscious, and he just fall down. He just fell down, sorry. And I was like, okay, should I be going and helping him? I'm like, नहीं यार, अभी कुछ practical हुआ नहीं है. So what can you do? My mom, out loud, everyone, like, my son is a doctor, call him. So everyone sees at me, everyone sees me. I'm like, I'm confused. Like, how can I go and do anything? Like, I'm so scared कि अगर हो गया तो हो गया, नहीं हो गया तो मैं पिटने वाला हूँ.
Yeah.
So, so I go to him. I just look at him, and it was a pure. It was not a cardiac arrest as such. It was just a low on sugar because I just did some examination and everything. Luckily, we could get him back. He was unconscious, and I was able to get him back to conscious. So I think that is one thing I've achieved, that the trust of people that day, the expression and the emotions what I saw in that person over there. It was really very much very dreamy, I could tell कि उसको जो hope मिला मेरे से. I think that is one thing I've achieved over the period of time from many people. And the idea of success, I would just say that see, we have put on this beautiful journey of life, and it is for a limited amount of time. So अगर आपका कुछ dream है तो वो succeed करने से आपको success मिलेगा. I don't believe in that. जब तक ये टाइम लिमिट है, सक्सेस मिला उससे पहले तो बढ़िया यार, जो भी एक्सेस टाइम लिमिट है उसके लिए उससे ज्यादा भी यू कैन डू समथिंग मोर देन दैट. So until that period of time is done, if I'm achieving something good for the greater good of the society as well, yes, that is my idea of success.
Awesome. Great thinking. And if I would ask you, what is the one thing you wish more people knew about you? Like you are on social media and everything, but it's something that you wish more people knew about.
Okay. I would say not just about me. I would just say about doctor. I would just replace that me to doctor.
Okay.
Doctor really loving and fun people to hang out with. Trust me, you guys can get your solutions absolutely carefree to us. We are always here to help you out. जो 5 साल का पढ़ाई किया है उसके बाद जो super specialty किया है and all that years of studies is just for you people for the benefit of the society. So there are few people very much scared to go to the doctor and all that. So I just want to tell you out there, no. If you want to remember me, I would again say I would replace the word me to doctors. You can remember doctors as we are here for you. We're absolutely here for you any day, anytime. We're always there.
Okay, awesome. And what is the biggest challenge you faced as a doctor? That is obvious that you will be facing challenges every day. You will be seeing something every minute. But what do you think one of that challenge that you faced and you still cannot take it out of you?
Okay, there was this one time where I was on this night duty in one of the hospital in my city, and there was this one patient who was admitted who was very fatal, and the chances of survival was very close to 0. And my duty started from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, and this patient was admitted almost 2 days back. So my first दिन था, and around 12 a.m. 12 to 1 a.m. or something, we had to shift the patient to ICU because the saturation was going down and the pulse rate, everything was dropping. So we had to intubate her. So हमने intubate किया and everything was fine. Vitals were slightly building up, everything was fine. And around 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning, we lost her. She was holding my hand. I could literally see the light going out, and oh gaya. And that is one thing that was very long back. I think around 4 to 5 years, 3 to 4 years back. So that is one thing very much, like I get scared, not scared exactly. I just don't want to be in that situation again where I have to see a person ka jo life hai, that is going out. So that was one challenging. I think I've been, again, as I said, since I've been repeatedly exposed to such situation, I'm absolutely immune to it right now, and I'm adapted to the situation. Now I think I can handle the situation much better. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. The most tough thing
Very,
for doctors.
very tough.
Yeah. So you have a vibrant community on Instagram and on other social media also. So being a doctor and a content creator also, do you think it is easier or difficult for you to garner the reach from the people or from the audience that sees you?
No, it's absolutely easy. Trust me. See, the thing is, there are a lot of people out there who have this silly, not silly exactly, these very minor problems which they hesitate a lot of times to go out to the doctor and tell about. So my remedies or my videos are very simple. It's related to skincare, hair care, and as lame as possible. There are certain lame questions, lame problems. So I get all those lame things out there, so the people who think that is a lame question, it is getting answered. So that's pretty much. There are tons of people out there. Trust me, you won't believe. There are absolutely millions of people out there with that. They think it's a lame question, which is absolutely not lame. This is a perfect question to ask for. So I get such questions, and absolutely automatically the reach goes up. I don't think it's a problem at all for me.
Awesome. Yeah, obviously
Yeah,
listening to a doctor would all, listening and obeying a doctor is the best thing you can do for your problems. So yeah,
it's always the first.
yes. So
Yeah.
lastly, I would like to ask you that any two things that you have learned from all the experiences in your life that you would like to convey as a doctor.
Okay. Two things, of course. One is to never give up, and second thing is always, if you have a passion, always chase that passion. Never let go of that passion. So why I'll tell you, never give up, because as I told you, that example where I had to see a person lose his life. Uh, I have also encountered many such situations with my senior doctors and all that. मैं सोचा कि नहीं है, मुझे करना ही नहीं है. I can't see a life going off and all that. But there are other tons of situations where we have saved life. Me and my senior doctors, me alone, there we have saved our lives. So ऐसा होता है कि always feel demotivated कि नहीं यार मेरे हाथ से एक जान निकल गई. It was not your fault, but those are the situations. So that one thing I've learned, ki never give up. And one more thing is always chase the passion, because some people believe that whatever the profession they get into, maybe a doctor, engineer, or any other IT profession, whatever it is, they think that is it. That is their life. You go for a 8 a.m. Duty and you come back at 5 p.m. Then you go to bed. That's it. That's absolutely wrong. If you have a passion, go for it. There will be many critics around. There will be a lot of negative vibes. Your own family members, your friends, your relatives will be telling you, please don't do this thing. So you just tell them ki mujhe baksh karo, please get aside, I want to do my passion thing. Even if it's a wrong, it's my bad thing, I will take up the negative comments, it's no problem. But if you genuinely think you have some that one passion, whatever the thing that you're good at, please go ahead with this.
Yes, absolutely. A very positive advice coming from a doctor also. That is one more beneficial.
Always.
Yeah. So thank you so much for accepting our request, and it was lovely speaking to you, lovely knowing you, and we
Lovely
had a lovely conversation with the doctor who have we have realized, I think, more about doctors, come to know more about doctors, the worth, the value of doctors when there were crises which a lot going on in and around the world. So hats off to you first of all for that. And thank you so much for joining in. That was lovely speaking to you.
Thank you so much for having me in the live session.